Hello, my friends. It is Cooper, the Welcome to Cooperville podcast, about to launch into episode number 66 with Ghosts of the Sun. My friends Rick and Eric going to be joining us, talking music, talking about the old scene in the Chippewa Valley, which we were all a part of. Though they had the talent, I was just more of the observer and the guy that did the intros on stage and drank the beer backstage. Stick to what you're good at, right? Right. Before we get to the episode, though, the podcast is brought to you by Midwest Meals. Dan Beck and the crew over there have it all figured out. Your macros, healthy meals, easy, on the go. Everything you need to keep your life in some sort of a semblance during the COVID pandemic. You know, it's tough to meal prep or just to have something that's really quick and easy on the go. If you're back at work, you know, grabbing something and throw it in the microwave and it's done. And you know exactly what it is you're putting in your body. You know your protein count and your carb count and your fat count and everything you should know before you ever ingest something. It's right there. It is on the package. And oh, by the way, they're freaking delicious. So what you need to do is become a part of Team Midwest Fit Fam. Go to MidwestMeals.com. 13 rotating meals always on there. You put your subscription together. You get that order in by Friday at 5 p.m. I'm sorry, Friday at midnight, not 5. It's midnight. And then they do all the cooking on Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday, boom, they ship your meals nationwide, and you are set to go for the week. Also, at checkout, use the promo code Cooper and get 15% off your first order. That is at MidwestMeals.com. Violent Gentlemen Hockey Club, hockey season is in the books. They managed to wrangle it, put it together. Tampa Bay Lightning, champions, represent in the offseason with Violent Gentlemen, and they have just a whole bunch of cool stuff they've come out with. Different prints, different styles. They got the ladies line. They got stickers and banners and flags, a whole bunch of kick-ass stuff that you want to decorate your hockey man cave with, or just loud and proud on the back of your vehicle, whichever you're into, you know. ViolentGentleman.com is the website. Go there. Promo code is Cooperville15. And again, 15% off your order with ViolentGentleman.com. Monster Energy keeps on bringing it every single morning. It's how I get rolling out the door with the kid back in school 4 days a week and, off to work during the day and podcasting and the other businesses, everything going on. It's 90 miles an hour with my hair on fire and could not do it without Monster, without Rain Body Fuel. Their new Infernos, their thermogenic, ridiculous. Jalapeno strawberry, I've told you it's my favorite if you haven't tried it yet. The combination sounds weird, but it's actually fantastic. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me running and flipping tires around and doing all sorts of crazy shit. It's all thanks to Monster Energy. # Monster Podcasts. Speaking of, let's get to it. Episode 66. Rick St. Germain, Eric Jardania, Ghost of the Sun. It starts now.
Welcome to Cooperville, the Welcome to Cooperville podcast. Subscribe, get updates, feel better about your life. Welcome to Cooperville.com. Check. Welcome to Cooperville. Make sure you use a coaster.
I think longtime friends is probably an understatement. It's been, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s with these two gentlemen in particular, Rick and Eric from Ghosts of the Sun. But we go back so far. And we were just talking about this in the open. We are so lucky and so blessed that we did not survive that decade and a half, almost two, with mobile devices and the technology that there is today, because I'm not sure if it's jail, maybe prison, not
probably
maybe
prison, yeah. Something like that, yeah.
I guess if you look at it from that perspective, we would just be getting out and go, wow, this is the world in 2020, and it's all sorts of fucked up. But
right. Who knows what we would have thought of it back then, Scary to think about.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have had the conversation about these things, because I've had it, just witnessing what my 10-year-old is doing with technology and how it's such an non-survivable without part of his life, as he's been quoted as saying before. But would we use the power for good or evil back in the late 90s, early 2000s? I want to say at the speed and the rate we were going, probably evil.
I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
there would be like no good setting on
No.
the phones we have.
No, I mean,
I think we knew what that even was. What good? What?
Good to be evil.
There you go.
there was no filter setting for good. It was just
Right.
like,
I remember at the band house, somebody had I think Eric did. He got a flip phone. It was just like, what is that? You know, it's just like that's not to date ourselves, you know, but
maybe. The thing is, we were still doing like middle school, high school stuff. Like when you had a calculator, you spelled boobies. You know,
Yeah.
Dude, look what I can do with my flip phone. I can still say boobies upside down.
yeah, just amazed by it, you know.
Best thing ever. Oh, and it does what? It makes phone calls.
Right.
I don't understand all this. But no, Ghost of the Sun is the project, and you guys have been how long you guys have been jamming together in this outfit?
I'd say about 3 years.
Going on, I guess going on 3 years
Going on
now.
about 3 years now.
Yeah, this fall probably like 3 years.
Yeah, and I having known most of the singers that you guys have worked with and love them all, I do. Were you just like, fuck it?
Well, we originally started just Rick and Justin and I got this going, and we're just putting ideas together and start, songs would form and stuff. And we're like, all right, cool. It's actually turning out cool. What are we going to do with it? We got to get a singer. Who are we going to get? Who are we going to get that's not going to take us back to previous stuff we've done?
Right.
We need something to advance forward. And we tried some people. They're good and everything. But it just is like, okay, now we're going to immediately be sunk right back into that category.
Right.
We've already done that.
Yeah, but it was pretty like everything the vocals when they come on, it just all of a sudden turn into this cookie cutter thing that you hear just everywhere, you know?
So that, and it was nothing against like the people we tried out because they were super good. They're cool. It just was like, this isn't working. And we ended up having a friend of ours did this show, and and he put us on the bill. It was gonna be our first show. No singer. We didn't. It was like a month away. Nothing was panning out. So we're like, we're doing it. No singer, instrumental. We're gonna see how it goes. And now look at us.
Yeah, and it was that show that really kind of catapulted it to where we kind of realized that we could do this because the response that we got from everyone. They really liked it, like took them kind of on a journey without having vocals and whatnot. It was just kind of like a musical journey in itself in a different way. And people really vibed off that. So it was at that show that we're kind of like, all of a sudden the idea like, oh, maybe, we can do this without a singer, and just become this instrumental project and just write nonstop cool breakdowns for, 11 minutes straight.
Well, I think the word cookie cutter came in there, and I think even as hard as you could try to either find the right person or have somebody that that gets the idea of what you're trying to do and not make it sound like it has to have this part to it. It has to have some sort of chorus line. It has to have some sort of
formula.
The structure of the song, and which is, I imagine in this kind of project, it's tough to do because there is definitely there is a journey, there is a flow to it. There's a story that's told in just the music, and I felt that way, with you two in particular, from the NLP days. I mean, with the stuff that Eric was doing, even in a band that had a singer with that structured song with the chorus, and some of my favorite songs I still bust out the old disc to every once in a while when I'm feeling nostalgic. And
thank you.
It takes me back to again those memories that we shall not speak of.
Thank you
again. Thank you. Yeah.
This is just a secret society of all those bands that we survived with back in the early 2000s. But no, I think it's super cool to be able to with that synth energy, I do feel like adding that element of a vocalist minus all the diva bullshit. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, Those bastards walk in, they want to
I
take
didn't say
control.
it.
I said it. It's fine. I'm not, I got this much musical talent, fine. But I think you do, when you add that other element into it, the automatic revert is to go into some sort of structure. And when that's not, when you are trying to progress and be something that's not, and you guys never really, lived inside of the box per se, but there's no need to go backwards when you're trying to progress forwards. No, I think the project is super cool. I'm really happy that it panned out the way that it did. And it wasn't, having to go through that. Well, we have to have a singer, and then doing that show and then going, do we? I don't think we do.
Yeah. It's, after we did that show and we had it was a decent response and whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So now what do we do? Right. We have a handful of songs that we wrote for a singer to sing over.
The comments are coming in. Ask Rick to sing. This isn't Justin. Okay.
Wow. But so then we were looking at like, how do we take this now? Where do we take it? Let's start stepping outside of the box. Let's ditch this whole formula of the verse, pre-chorus, chorus shit, which I'm not dissing or anything, but just we're done with this and we're running with whatever happens. And we ended up coming up with a song that's on the album called Soul, and that sparked it. So we started writing material around like that style, ditching the older stuff, and now we have. It's just anytime someone has like an idea, it's just we're bouncing all over with it. So
I was going to say, when you don't have that the standard structure of it, is the freedom just like something you've never experienced in the writing process and putting music together, where you don't necessarily have to, stick in the mold? You can kind of go, well, I'm feeling here with it, and then maybe Rick comes in or Justin comes in and like, well, no, what about this? There's really not. It's unscripted. You can kind of do the freedom to do what you want to do has to be a relief. It's like, this is fantastic. Go with it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You just let the music just take it and just run with it.
A music orgy.
Music orgy. Trust me, dude.
Music orgy. There we go. Just free for all for whatever.
Yeah. You keep up with 11-minute tracks. I'm like, well, we have 9 minutes left of this song, so
they're not exactly radio friendly, but that's not what we're going for.
I'm just saying, if we're using it in sexual connotations.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you want me to drive you home now too? Because I'm out.
Yeah, if you can make it through this 11-minute song, you're golden.
But no, it's seriously like it's one of us. Like everyone in the band, Rick, Justin, Alex, are all creative in our own ways. Like Alex is a bass player, but he's been playing guitar and some stuff lately. So, and Justin's good, obviously, with percussion, but yet he's good with keys or like piano stuff. And, Rick has very strong rhythmic ideas and stuff. And I just sit in the corner and.
We all know Eric is a virtuoso on the guitar. We know that.
Yeah, whatever. But so, it's either one of us is just popping stuff. It just something's cool. It just runs and it goes and goes. And I usually just will throw my phone on, the recorder on my phone, go and let it go.
And we have a Dropbox and it's just filled with just riff after riffage and ideas, and it's always kind of it's a good problem to have. We always say have all those ideas in the back of our drives and whatnot.
I think that we talked about how it was great. On a personal level and through hiding from law enforcement back in our prime time together, that we didn't have that type of technology, that we didn't have the social media or things like Dropbox or easy ways to record music. You guys have gone through recording processes for how many years? Since the late 90s, you've been able to get into studios and record stuff. how different is it of a process now than from when, say, you guys were, doing the NLP album or even prior to that? It's got to be not fully night and day. Obviously, the instruments are still involved, but the process has to be incredibly, incredibly different.
Yeah, going from different formats like tape to tape to that, into the digital realm of it, and you're into Pro Tools and all that, or you're recording like I record on an iPad and stuff. I mean, it's crazy. It's totally awesome though, right? And we're in the realm where we're going in and we play, we do our thing. The engineer, he's gonna gut it and shape it and whatever, and the guy, whoever else is in it. So to watch them do that stuff, cut, paste, pop this over here, do that, check out this cool effect,
Right.
It's on just a push of a button. It's overwhelming. I mean, it's just common now. You're used to it. But when getting into that, it was just like, it's like overwhelming. Like your mind kind of had a meltdown. You're like, what is going on? What's happening?
You're like little wizards behind the computer,
Right.
pretty much sky's
Check
the limit.
this out. I got 118 tracks of you guys. It's like, what? Why?
What's going on behind the curtain?
Well, I can do, it's like I can do this and that, and it's like, okay. But like it's cool. It's not cool stating that, that's showing our age a bit, but it's cool to see the progression of how recording formats have come about over the years. And just being able to, everything is accessible mobile. I have an idea. I can put it on my phone. I can put it on my iPad. I'm wherever I can do this. I can bring an interface with me and record out in the woods.
You could be on your kayak and just come up with a melody, grab your phone and just sing a little ditty into the phone, and then you got it, melody.
Right. Check out this track I recorded. It's awesome. Just don't mind the bear that just mauled me. It's like
something tracking behind you. It feels like the town of Black Bear. Is it, dude? Can we keep that sound effect, because we could totally use that on the tracks, man. Because Rick, you're out on the kayak all the time, man. I see.
I love it, man. These guys are out there too.
Yeah, there is something about that kind of tranquility, especially we kind of jammed a little bit before we went live here, but during this whole COVID thing, there's for me, and it feels like just kind of perusing on social media with you guys, there is kind of this, I want to say, get back to nature, but there isn't shows every weekend or festivals, or even traveling out of state to go do a gig up in Minneapolis or St. Paul. There's everything is just, it's been shut down. So do you find, I want to say, in that that ability to go out and be in that quiet, that the creativity flows a little bit smoother? There's the distractions aren't there to interrupt kind of your, if you're thinking of something in your head, maybe it's a riff, or maybe it's kind of an idea, you're able to get that out a little bit faster, just because you're not worried about, well, you can't really book a gig because there's
right. I'd say absolutely. After been playing for, to date ourselves how long we've been, to not have shows is kind of cool too, and be able to get to, back in the nature and just doing other stuff, but still having that creative process with writing music, in the band room.
Yeah, I know over the past, within the past 10 years, getting more into just being outside. Always liked it, I mean, I grew up in a small town on a lake, and it's almost kind of reverting back to that. And like throughout the summer, that's where I'm at. I'm on the kayak out on a lake. I'll travel like 3 hours to go spend a couple hours out on lake somewhere, or take the boat somewhere and just let go. I don't even think about anything except for what bait I'm using. That's it. Just completely, I drop out music, everything, because I know when I get back to the mainland, it's you know what I mean. It's like shit's gonna be on. It's like you got to deal with your day to day, and okay, cool. what are we doing for music now? What are we, you know what I mean? And then it's just like you start scrambling into that stuff. So when I'm out there, and I know like Rick or Justin, or you guys, they're out there. It's I just let go. I just drop out, completely tune out of everything, and then kind of recapture that when I'm back in. You know, you have like the sound of like nothingness out there, or loons in the background,
and that's
like
that in itself is very inspiring too.
you know,
just the quiet peacefulness. You know, I love the sound of falls and stuff. You know, going to the national parks and stuff, and that to me is another form of music in its own. You know,
or Bigfoot going, "Hey, get your own mic, get out of here."
Yeah,
Forget
Bigfoot.
Beat it.
Rick isn't in the pocket until his hat's on crooked. I've seen the crooked hat before.
Wow.
That's when
better kind.
Better kind. Yeah. Let's see who else we got in here. Here's Matchstick. Matchstick's been around the scene, I think, as long as we have. Looks kind of crooked to me already. So yeah, there's I want to take you back to that, that early 2000s music scene in Eau Claire, and really the hub between here and Minneapolis. It really felt like, and you guys were a major part of it. There was a lot of back and forth travel. It felt, and I'll probably, my liver will probably give out at some point because of the back and forth Minneapolis shows one weekend, Eau Claire shows. It felt like this was like a really big hub for that loud local music scene for really a long time. And having, I think, stepped out of it because of age, parenthood, all the reasons, I go to bed earlier, I get up earlier.
Yeah.
Wapner's on. Oh wait, that's really myself. But let's say pre-COVID, and I know we've lost some venues in Eau Claire. There's others that are trying to kind of pick up the slack with that. Do you feel that you guys were a part of maybe the prime of the local music scene here in the Chippewa Valley? As far as the rock music scene goes, I know there's obviously a very big downtown contingent of a different sound of music. Opinions vary on it. I have mine, and probably for the hope for sponsors one day on this program, I'll keep it to myself. But I feel like that was such an epic, and I use that word rarely, but an epic 10-year run that Eau Claire, Minneapolis, kind of the triangle down to La Crosse, Mankato. Memories of Mankato, anybody? No, not me either. Don't remember anything from that city. But it felt like there was it was huge, man. There were venues that had multiple bands every weekend. I put on my own music festival, like just had nothing else to do on a weekend. Do you feel like you guys were part of something really special back then? Back in that
absolutely
100%.
Yeah, I think about it all the time. That a lot of the younger bands, I don't think got to experience that, sadly, but we all did, and I look back at it fondly a lot. It was a good time.
Yeah, Rick and we started jamming October of '94. So what is it? 26 years, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Your anniversary is coming up next month.
Yeah.
Been a while.
Yeah. Ouch. So
find something pretty.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Can we be done now?
Yeah, and that's a wrap.
Where's my Geritol?
Just be like, well, we were 6. We started jamming when we were 6.
Yeah. There you go.
They were totally sick.
Yeah,
so,
it was wicked.
They were totally wicked. But so we had our start, and then when the No Living Place thing came about, just kind of happened, and we're all in this. We're in our younger 20s. We all had this wild, there's a lot of things that happened in our personal lives with, losing family members, and just a lot of not great things. So we had this vice that we get together, we hang out all the time. We did this, and then all of a sudden, now we're down in Hammond, Indiana, recording this 5-song EP. We're down there for a week, come back, put it out. Now we're gaining some traction with it around
remember
here.
mp3.com, we had all our tracks on there, and that, bands from Minneapolis heard our music. Next thing you know, we're bringing in the Pimps and Skywind, and
next thing you know, we're playing main stage at First Avenue on a bill.
Right.
Yep.
So, and it's like, how the hell does that happen? And it's like, you went from playing like in a basement or in front of your buddies at some bar, whatever, to 500, 800,000 people.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, cool. And I think a lot of times, people don't like, oh yeah, it was like 30 people at the show. It's like, it's so weird, because like that's not how we work.
They think that's and they think that's a big turnout nowadays.
But like, it was more fun. You had all the friends were there. You had fans there. I mean, we would religiously we print out the flyers.
Yeah, I'd get on my bike and put up little flyers on all the poles, and like all old school, would cut out pictures of aliens or whatever and words like old punk flyers and make them at Kinko's or whatever. Just, it was like a whole process. It was just so cool. It was just part of that whole show, the whole flyer and everything was just part of one little unit that just made it special.
Yeah.
But bands that you networked with at that show and whatnot.
Yeah. From starting around here and then ended up we're doing all throughout the whole Midwest and getting this and that. It was absolutely special. It was awesome. Yeah. It was a really cool moment in our lives. We're all still hang out. We're all still friends.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was really cool. Things we would have done differently, of course, but it's pretty awesome to be part of something like that.
Yeah, you're talking about RIP, the House of Rock. Yeah, Stone's Throw, House of Rock. Yeah, I think Stone's Throw is still doing stuff once in a while, but it really was. I mean, and I've heard that people talking about that too with bands nowadays, which again makes me sound ancient too. Nowadays, it was a great crowd, and I remember going in, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night downtown, whether it was House of Rock or whether it was Stone's Throw. The couple different venues that ended up over by the radio station, that Evolution when it was Evolution.
Yeah. Right.
All the different great places to play, and it was just packed.
Yeah.
Every night, every venue.
You look at it too, and you think how you took it for granted too at that moment. Yeah. Just like, oh, this is just how it is, Yeah. And then fast forward all these years later, you're lucky to get 30 people in there, and then half of them aren't even watching the band anyway or whatever. It's just so different.
Yeah, like we sold out pretty much any rock club around here, but like, who throws up a stage and a PA in double days and rocks the hell out of that place when you couldn't even pack another person in there?
Right. We used to
it was just out of hand. It was great,
and we did that multiple times, and it was like that every time. It's like it's one thing if it. These off times like that, but it was like every time you played around, it was just always packed and a good time. And, like if you were doing something that Friday night, that's where you're at, because that's where everyone is going to be, Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily, us, but all the bands in that whole era there always someone playing. See, like you said, you go to the House of Rock, you go to the Stone's Throw, you go to Evolutions, you go to Heavies in Menominee or whatever.
Mr. Heavies, yeah, down the basement.
Or the Remedy in Chippewa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's always something going on, and now it's just like, is anyone doing anything anymore? Bueller.
Yeah. I think there's a handful, and if you're younger than us, you probably didn't get the Bueller reference either, but hopefully your parents
and we're totally dating ourselves here.
I know. Yeah. Fine. We survived, man. We made it. But no, I think that you talked about like putting those posters together. I remember House of Rock especially, and having those all lined up on the outside.
Oh yeah.
Of the window and all the shows that were coming up and stuff. I mean, that was before you could create a Facebook event. Before you could, run a Facebook ad or run an Instagram ad, and target a specific audience, and it's weird because you would think that you'd have access to more bodies, to more human beings, like, people that are on their device and go, oh, well, I'm in this age bracket. And someone just said, hey, there's a there's a rock show going up. But man, those posters on the corner, every friggin' wooden telephone pole, light pole, all over the city, all over Eau Claire, all over Chippewa Falls, all over Altoona, just, you know, and as soon as the word got out, you know, and NLP was a big part of that. Orestes was a big part of that. I think, you know, when you guys did, you know, those double header with both you guys on the bill, I mean, shit blew up on those nights. It was, things got wild. And, but that started to really, you know, grow this area. And then you talked about the Pimps and Skywine and bands like Ginger Jake that would come down, and Stasia and Black Flood Diesel, and, you know, all these great bands that would, you know, back and forth. Hey, come down, you know, and play our gig, and we'll come up and play your gig. And, you know, it was just, you know, and people traveled. I mean, people fucking would drive to see you guys, you know, hour and a half or 2 hours, go to the show, and sometimes drive back, sometimes get a flat tire.
Or you wake up in the morning, you come downstairs, you'll be at the band house, come downstairs, and there's Karma and Beefy from Head Charge passed on.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Or they end up staying at your house for 3 days.
Yep.
You guys just,
you go to work and they're still there, you know.
You could have done the dishes or something, like.
Yeah, right. Oh, I just got Head Charge in the house for a few weeks. You know?
We're just hanging. Hey, you guys got any ideas for like a new tune on jam? We can go down a little bit. That'd be cool. But yeah, it was such a cool you know, time period to be a part of. And I think you know, to jump back into where we are now, let's go say pre-COVID, you know, with this project, you know, having all that experience, and obviously the more you play, the more you learn, the more you I think develop into your own talent. You know, you kind of, you guys mentioned it. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be, we've been down that road. We went and traveled that path. It was great. It was awesome. We learned from it. We've grown. Here's where we are now. We want to be more progressive. So I think you guys kind of have, it feels like the artistic freedom is really, there's a lot of drive behind it, because you get to go out and you find that peace in nature, and then you come back and the music is in there. And yeah, I'm guessing at some point I'm gonna hear the sound of a loon in the background on one of the tracks, like it's Jardania. You put some loon, got some loon synth in there a little bit, but you guys have control of what you want to do. And I think it's got to be a special place to be in, you know, musically, especially in 2020.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, just when we get together down at the studio and work on stuff, the four of us, it's such a different vibe. Mm-hmm. And I by no means like not knocking anything, but like the creativity is always going, and then there's like no like internal like band drama or anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just come in, everyone's cool with each other. Nothing gets looked at as that's stupid, or like go sit outside. That was just, what are you doing? Yeah. You know, so it's nothing like that. But like, it's just fun because you never know. Every time we step in, you never know what's going to come out.
Right.
Or nothing might come out.
And it seems
we might just hang out and just be stupid for like 2 hours and like,
fine.
All right, well, later.
And a lot of our best ideas come when we just kind of just strap on our instruments and just go for it. You know, just like starts usually with Justin doing a beat, and we wrote whole songs about like that, you know.
Yeah.
Bam. There it is. We got a song, you know.
That's cool when you're able to really vibe like that, and it doesn't have the pressure isn't there, you know, to you know, we have to construct something right now and it has to fit this mold. When you really have that, just drop a beat and let it rip, and magic happens on the other side. That's a really cool spot to be in, I imagine, for you guys, and also to have those nights where you're like, fuck it, let's just talk shit big, you know, for 2 hours, and you know, because that can even gravitate into some.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys had I saw the vinyl. I saw the vinyl get held up. Look at this. They got, oh, bam! Look at that. Look at that beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh. And those fancy CDs.
And the little guy.
And the little guy.
The little mini.
Doing it old school with the CD, you know.
CD. Oh, man. Plastic cases, man. Still got them. Still got them all over the place. But you know, people want to get a hold of your music. I know you guys have. We'll throw a link up here in the show notes, not just for the podcast, but for the live stream. So those who aren't maybe necessarily joining on this, but are listening at a later time can find you guys on the socials and your music. But where can they get a hold of the vinyl? Where can they get a hold of the new music? Where should we put them? How should we put them in? Drive them there.
Well, we got our online website.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We can find us on Facebook. Revival Records got copies of it. Downtown Eau Claire.
Trying to think of where else. Just under is it Ghost of the Sun?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the exact link. Used to just sending it,
Yeah.
you have to.
Copy, paste, send.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Write it out for somebody. Well, I'll grab the link. I know it's on your guys' Facebook.
I'm waiting for Justin to pop up and go,
Yeah.
"You idiots, it's right here."
Yeah, here.
The cartel goes to the sun or something.
Yeah.
Like that, so.
Yeah. There you go. Mighty Match just got his copy on Monday. There you
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
go. Appreciate it. Yeah. He's going to send the hyperlink too. So,
Oh, excellent.
but no, man, that's super cool. I think, to hear about, the progression. And I know this year has just been, I think we've gotten to the point in 2020 where it's more surprising when things happen than when they get canceled. You're like, wait, what? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Very
Yeah.
true.
football season started last week, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to do that. Like this thing is going to happen. But I think to be able to kind of get through this and have the music and talking to Rick about setting this thing up, getting a chance to go to band practice and to kind of let out, because even if you're getting through it, it still sucks.
Right.
There's sucky
Mhm.
parts of almost every day. But to be able to go and kind of let it out in the way that you guys are doing it and with the creative control that you guys are doing it with, man, I think it's fucking super fantastic. I'm jacked for you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you very
man.
much, man. Appreciate it.
And you as well. Congrats on the podcast.
Yeah.
And stuff.
It's been one of those things. I think that when you radio 20 years, that I thought at one point that I was going to be the old guy on the radio. I mean, I was, I guess, towards the end. But that was going to be like my jam. Like I was just going to be guy on radio until I was, old enough to retire. But when life throws you that weird curveball and you go, well,
yeah,
I guess this is it. I get to move on. And this platform is so great because I get to have long form conversations with guys like you and artists in all different genres. I'm not beholden to only listen to this.
right.
I think I've probably discovered,
With all the beeps.
I don't think that's when they wrote it. That's not how they intended us to hear it, man. Stop editing shit down, please.
Right.
But no, it's been fantastic, and getting a chance to, I think, during COVID, really develop how to live stream and how to bring this, kind of to a new level and bring it out to more people. And I think this is great for me because we haven't had a chance to catch up. I think I see, like, every other year I see Rick on stage at Rockfest, hauling shit around, and Eric, I can't remember last time that we in person.
I don't know. It's probably like 2008.
feels like 08. 08 was a vintage year, man. They're one of my faves. Oh, here we go. Here, I'll we'll get that up on the screen so people.
Big Cartel.
Look at that Big Cartel. Goes to
There it is.
There it is. Thanks a lot. Sorry, we're burnt. I'm
No.
burnt. I should. It's my fault.
This is why we got this kind of fancy technology. We can just.
That's why I have, like, on my marker board down at the studio, it says my name is Eric. I'm not kidding you.
I can vouch for that.
Wait,
Sometimes
what are we doing? Who are you?
Who am I?
Where?
my name is Eric. You are here.
Yeah.
Remember, keys,
Press-
wallet, phone. Keys,
Yeah.
wallet.
Press buttons. Just press things. Okay. There we go.
Make it sound pretty.
Yeah. Right.
No, I'm excited for you guys, and I'm so thankful we got a chance to do this and catch up a little bit and reminisce. But also, I think in reminiscing, really looking forward to what you guys have going on. And I mean, the first word out, I think, was progressing forward and doing your thing, and the fact that you're able to do that and are doing it, with smiles on your faces, and there's music to be listened to. It's a good day. It's a good day, man.
We got some videos out there too. Make sure people check out
Yep.
for Enlil and Atmos.
Yeah, those are. Who does those? Those are extremely well done.
Our secret weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, no link. Don't put the link up for the secret weapon guy. I like it. No,
We were fortunate to run across this dude. He was awesome. Friend of a friend. And
He's a genius.
awesome. Totally awesome. So
yeah, go and check them out. We'll get the links up. You can watch those videos right through the Facebook page and Deep Sleep Operator. Nice. Flashbacks.
Mark of Deep Sleep Operator.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
We have links on our YouTube channel and stuff. There's links referring to him and stuff. Check out his stuff. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric, Rick, thank you guys so much. I love you for all the times that we've spent together and the times that hopefully soon we'll be
Right
able
back at you, brother.
Yeah, thanks, man.
let's get together. It's been since 08, so let's
Anytime, man.
Well,
Anytime.
Yeah, come down to the studio sometime when we're rocking
Yeah.
out, man.
I will, man. You guys are celebrating your 26th anniversary together, so I figured we could no fucking party.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely do that.
we, go,
So,
we go stand outside of the House of Rock like the old days and smoke
Yeah,
cigarettes
right.
and talk shit. Like,
Yeah.
fucking
Couple
back in my day.
bottles of booze, that would look really good.
Fuck it. At this point, it's 2020. What are they gonna do? Like, oh, we can't put you in jail.
we can't get any worse.
Young
right?
college people walking around like, hey, man, you know what this is? Like, yeah, you're getting arrested. That's what this is.
Yeah. Just trying to put up band posters, asshole.
Yeah.
Who's that old guy putting up a band poster?
Shit. Mine's a walker. It's got tennis balls on it. That's so you don't slip and slide.
Yeah.
Slide. Hey guys, take care of yourselves, and again, we'll throw those links up in the show notes of the podcast and the live stream. So do go grab your grab the vinyl, grab the CD, grab some merch. I see you guys got coffee cups. I feel like I need to have one of those, so I'm gonna make that.
Hell yeah, man.
Right on, brother.
Thank you so much.
Take care of yourselves. Ghost of the Sun. Thanks for joining the podcast. Appreciate you guys. Peace.
Peace.